for some reason can't log back into Twitch. I don't know what's up with that.
It happens. Twitch has been doing some, like, you know, really kind of fucking weird shit. It's not functioning properly. But that's alright.
Yeah. It is what it is.
That's right.
I'm getting more surprised that Anna is
Huh? Middle of hearing it. I fucking keep doing that. I keep closing Discord. I don't know why. I don't know why my brain does that. Sorry, I closed Discord. I keep closing fucking... I'll just randomly be sitting here and I'll set everything up and be like, click! And I'll be like, where did everybody go? Like...
Yeah, just waiting. Oh, I can hear you. We're here. We're just here.
Remember, don't close Discord, dude. Kinda...
No. Adam is worried about it.
Yeah, I'm worried about you. Also, do you have the stream up again?
Yeah. Yeah, it's all back.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, Twitch is in the SeaWorld pocket. You guys are fucking funny. It's because he's talking poorly about SeaWorld, so he got banned. That's funny. No, it actually hasn't. My stream hasn't crashed like that in a while since I changed some of the settings. The big issue I keep running into is fucking because I multi-stream. Nobody really... Well, it's funny because I'm like, nobody really talks to me through YouTube, but both of the people I'm talking to in Discord are from YouTube. But, like, not many people come through the YouTube chat. A lot of it ends up being the Twitch chat, but I just like to have it open. But, like, so I have a little multi-stream window, and it's supposed to show me chat from both in there. But after, like, an hour, it only shows Twitch. It stops showing me YouTube. And then, like, randomly, it's happened twice now. It'll cut chat off. Sound going to Twitch. Oh, thank you, Warrior. Appreciate it. And, like, for a while there, if someone followed me on Twitch, I'd get it. The notification would pop up. And if someone subscribed on YouTube, the notification would pop up. And that's not working anymore either. So I have to, like, try to find some type of... There's got to be, like, some setting or a fix or something that I just don't know about. But yeah, so what were we talking about? Oh my god. People in the Discord.
Was it SeaWorld?
SeaWorld? Okay.
Yeah.
They both wait for the other one to respond. It's super fucking funny.
I'm autistic.
They're both like, you take this one. Like, and I'm just sitting here, like, in fucking awkward silence. Like, did I just... That's fucking funny.
So what we were talking about?
Oh, that killer whales and orcas are the same animal.
Yes.
That's what we were talking about.
Yeah, I mean, what do you expect from an autistic kid like me? To be fair.
To be fair, you don't seem that autistic. So you're doing good.
Oh, that's good, that's good.
You're definitely autistic, though, like you can tell. But actually, honestly, to be 100% legit, like if you didn't tell me you're autistic, I would not have guessed you were autistic.
Oh, really?
You're very well spoken for having autism, and it's you know what I mean. Yeah, like she sounds more autistic than you do.
Yeah.
I mean, at least I seem normal then.
Yeah, you seem normal. You don't seem. I think most autistic people seem normal. Like, that's the whole thing I was talking about. Like, when I was a kid, if you were autistic, you could see it from across the room. You didn't have to... Nobody had to tell you. And like, now everybody's just like, oh, yeah, I'm autistic. And it's like, oh, okay. Like, they, like, let you have jobs now? Like, That's nice. It's very progressive. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I have the light. I have autism light version.
Yeah, it's
I don't have the pay version of it yet.
still downloading. See, I didn't even hear that. Mixa, thank you very much for this subscription. And that should have popped up on stream. Oh, it did, but it's just not making any noise? Why is that not making any noise? Does this one make noise?
It's always something.
That one makes noise. Oh, they also could have subscribed off of my YouTube short. Oh, no, they are there. Mixa, thank you. How you doing tonight? Sorry, I gotta grab my... And that's what I'm saying, Little Yak. Like, back in the day, people with autism were all kind of at the same level. They were either nonverbal or, like, very developmentally disabled.
Yeah, autism has changed a lot from back then.
You're doing well? I'm happy to hear it. That's awesome. Welcome to the shit show. We just kind of sit here and chat, and it's either shit posting and we're talking shit about dolphins being horrible creatures, or we're talking about mental health. One of the two. That's the mix of conversation. You know, we got an autistic guy from Sweden and a Filipino-Japanese girl from Japan in parts unknown. She's been everywhere. I'm pretty sure she's wanted for war crimes, but we don't talk about it.
Where's Wimmy?
I don't know. He's been in the live this whole time, and it says he's online.
Probably fell asleep.
I'll check. I'll check. He might have, but I'm gonna check to see. He might have started streaming and muted Discord.
Oh.
That's a possibility.
Because he mentioned that one earlier. He's gonna be on Twitch.
No, he's not. He's not streaming. He just walked away, I guess. I was also seeing, because we have a mutual friend, Sierra in the bonus. She just does she does the news and plays games and stuff. But she's pretty chill. So usually if she's streaming, he's over there. But she's not streaming either. So yeah, Mixa just pointed out too. You were just you could tell if someone was autistic back in the day because nobody needed to tell you. Because it was stark. I get it being on a spectrum, with everything else. Some people can have a lot, some people can have a little. I do understand that. I'm just very, very big into have it diagnosed. Don't just walk around telling people you're autistic. That's wild to me, and that's a lot of what's happening right now. People, it's PTSD, bipolar, and autism. And then you'll ask them about it, and they'll be like, "Oh, well, I'm not diagnosed. I can't get on medication because I'm not diagnosed." It's oh, I'm confused.
Yeah, if you're not diagnosed, and I wouldn't say you can classify yourself as those.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with them. It's just one of those things. If you're sitting there repping it for clout and shit, go get it. You can go get it treated. You can have a little easier time. Maybe not so much with autism. That's more of you just kind of learn to live with it and adapt to it and stuff. But with bipolar and PTSD, when I was younger, I got diagnosed with bipolar 1 when I was 8. And it was an embarrassing, shameful thing to have. I wasn't comfortable talking to people about it. And now it's perfectly acceptable to talk about mental health stuff. So that means it's perfectly acceptable to go get help with it. And when I say if you have a mental illness, it's an illness and it's a problem, go get it fixed. I get a lot of, well, you don't have to fix it. I'm no, it's not. You're not a lesser of a human being because you have bipolar. You know what I mean? It's just you can have an easier life if you go get treatment for it.
Yeah. I don't understand people who's against getting treated.
Yeah, Mixa, you said it perfectly. Flaunting it for clout is very sick. Because that's a valid point too. Some people just can't afford it. Like there is that way. Like if you're under your parents' insurance through like their company, especially here in the United States, like that happens. You have work insurance that you have to have, and like if you're like choosing which meal you're going to skip every day, you're not really going to go to try to go to a doctor. There's a lot of that. Um,
But, I mean, if they act normal and not showing any symptoms, I find it really weird that they go around and saying they have autism and stuff like that.
oh, you're little Yako on Twitch. Gotcha. Fair enough. You got me all excited. I thought you were a new YouTube person. Well, you are a new YouTube person. As much as those YouTube people can be people. But,
Hey,
yeah, that's right.
because,
Well, it gets confusing for me, Warrior, because, like, right, I have... People have strongly encouraged me to call it shell shock. Don't even call it PTSD, just call it shell shock, because PTSD from military service is different than other traumas. It can be a little harsher, and, like, the symptoms are usually a little heavier. Like, where, like, a lot of people that, like, you know, say you have some type of, like, trauma from childhood because you were, like, abused, you end up fearful in situations. I get combative in situations. Like, I do not run away because I'm nervous or uncomfortable. I start getting ready to fight. The response is very different. But what I struggle with is when people are like, you know, because, like, I can just use bipolar because, you know, it's kind of standard across the board for bipolar 1. When people are like, oh, I have bipolar, I'm like, oh, like, you were just talking about going on vacation with your family and you've had the same job for 10 years and, like, it's all good. Like, you're very, very high functioning with something I'm very, very low functioning with. Ends up being the problem I have. Like, I love my job. It's the most favorite job I've ever fucking had, and I've had many. I don't see myself there in 5 years. Like, I kind of already know my bipolar will not allow that. It won't. I'll get depressed. I think I'm in a place where, like, if I get depressed and I need to step back for a little bit, they'll let me do it. They'll hold my job. And they'll be understanding, because I told them that on my interview. Like, I can, you know, pivot. I get in trouble at work with my mouth because, you know, so it's like, I do think I'm working at a place that if I was struggling and I told them, hey, I'm at a point I might need to take some time off and see if I can get it under wraps, they would probably hold my job. So, like, that's comforting. But, like, I've, you know, had multiple jobs that I really enjoyed, and, like, I'll go through, like, a depressive swing or a fucking manic swing, and I, you know, have trouble regulating my emotions and my responses to my emotions, and I lose my job. Like, it happens all the time. And I'm just a big believer, Mixa, that, like, everybody's conflating trauma with PTSD. And PTSD is a response to trauma. You can have trauma without PTSD, not the other way around. And I think that's confusion, because like, that's the thing too, like, treating trauma, you treat it the same as you treat PTSD. It's therapy, and, like, sometimes you need, like, a mood stabilizer to help keep you level, or, like, we call them PRNs. I don't know what they call them in Japan. But, like, if you're anxious, you can take a, you know, hydroxyzine if you need it. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to be on daily medications all the time. And that's the big one I find is people, like, yes, you go through traumatic stuff. Like, you know, I use the best example I can use, holding my son while he passed away. Fucking very traumatic. It fucked me up. It ripped me apart as a person. I don't have PTSD from it. Or I'm in denial. I might be in denial about it, because I do dream about him and shit, and I get all fucked up, but... You definitely can, but it's going to be some type of... To me, anyway, like, some type of instantaneous smash. You know what I mean? Like a real bad car wreck that someone passed away in. Like, you could probably get PTSD from that, for sure. Like, you know, something like that. Being attacked, you know, sexually assaulted, you can get PTSD from that. I'm living proof. I have it. I know it. I had PTSD long before I enlisted. It just, like, it became a different breed. And, like, I think that's a lot of what happens where, like, especially, like, I can kind of polarize it. Republicans, like the right, in the United States is very much like, shut the fuck up. That's kind of how we handle the problems. And it's the disparity, because a lot of the people that are saying that have gone through horrible, huge things. Like, I don't understand the people that, like, they're the worst thing that they've ever encountered is, like, they stubbed their toe. I don't get that. I've had pieces of my leg shot off. Like, I don't understand why, why you gotta call out of work because you stubbed your toe. I don't get it. So it's like, it's stuff like that, but, like, then people just say you're gatekeeping, and it's like, well, no, I'm so far off from what you've experienced, I do not know. So I'm doing like a little personal social experiment, Mixa, where I'm intentionally gaslighting myself when it comes to my problems. And I'm a lot fucking happier. I'll tell you that. Ignorance is bliss is a legitimate thing. I'm a lot fucking happier not ripping apart and dissecting everything I do. So, like, I don't think it's a matter of being against mental health, but it's nature and nurture, right? So, like, you need both to be a well-adjusted human being. You need both. You need someone to kiss your boo-boos and give you a hug when you're having a hard time, and you do need someone to tell you to shut the fuck up and keep it moving. That's how we function. It's situational. And, like, you can use extremes. Like, if you're at war, you don't get to be like, oh, I need a timeout. Like, you need someone to be like, hey, shut the fuck up and go do your job. And that's a lot of what it is. Like, I see and hear a lot of, like, oh, like, I'm not feeling all that well. Like, you have a cold or something, so you call out of work, right? You're just like, oh, I'm not feeling great, I'm going to call out of work. But then, like, the same people, you're just continuously hearing them complain about money problems. It's like, well, you didn't do the thing to get the money because of this, so now you're complaining that you don't have money. And, like, I've taken to tell people, like, would going home early help you feel better? Because most people, they don't feel great. They go home and lay in bed, and that's awesome. But they feel the same. They don't feel any better. So, like, if you can make it through and get paid for it, do that. And, like, I've told a lot of people that, like, will going home and laying down actually make you feel better? And if the answer is no, don't do it. Stay at work. Like, it's very easy to get, like, kind of off the beaten path with that type of thing. Where, you're forfeiting actual responsibility because you have a little stomach ache, maybe you're crampy, you get a headache. Like, I know I go to the extreme, like, I will fucking throw up all night at work. And just make it through it. I don't need to do that. I told my boss about it once, and even he was like, you could have called me and gone home. Like, you don't have to work throwing up. Like, don't do that. Oh, I got you, Warrior. But yeah, and I think it's very important that, like, it's the big thing. Like, if you feel the need to go to a therapist, go talk to a therapist, and go in there with the impression and the understanding to listen to what they tell you. Like, and ask them questions. So we had someone pop in the other day. Their therapist basically was like, you're just playing a victim. Like, you're fine, you're just being a victim. And my exact response to it was like, oh, okay, then ask them how not to be. If that's what they think is wrong, ask them how not to do that. Treat it. Like, just listen to them. Like, clearly, whatever, if, like, you're struggling, whatever you're doing to cope and make it through life has stopped working. So, like, who cares if the diagnosis or their opinion of you is wrong? Just try it out. Ain't gonna hurt none. It's not like your life's gonna change a bunch. Negatively, anyway. I do that a lot too, Mixa. I feel like I'm not good enough for the job I have. I feel it all the time. I constantly am asking coworkers and my boss. I spread it out. That's what's nice, that I can spread it out so I'm not asking the same person over and over and over. But, like, I do ask, like, very often, hey, is there anything I can be improving on? Could I do anything different to, help you? Like, I do ask that stuff. And it's almost frustrating that it's been over 3 months and everybody's like, no, you're setting the standard. Like, you're doing everything great. We're following your lead. Like, oh, all right. And it gives you like an imposter syndrome because, you know, I know all of my history, not just my present. And they know all of my present and almost none of my history. So it gets a little convoluted, I think. But as far as like there's validity to both. Like, you can't raise your kids with all hugs and kisses, everything's okay, you're unique, your feelings are all that matter. Like, in an ideal world, it would be fantastic, it would be great. But it's not realistic. Because then you end up, you know, 30 years old and you're putting yourself in front of your own children. So it starts to break down, and you need both. You need it works the opposite way, where like if that person is telling someone to shut up and tough it out at the wrong time, you do need someone to come along and be like, no, you're wrong. Like, you want to talk about this? Like, you need both. That's the thing. That's why, like, you know, the idea of the nuclear family has worked so well. There's a mom that stays home and helps all the kids. There's a dad that goes to work and punishes the children when he gets home. That's like a common thing in the States and most places. And we're developing to a point where, like, we know statistically 2 homosexual men raise more well-adjusted children than straight ones do, which is like, that's fascinating to me. They've been able to look at it over the course of 40 years and see how their adoptive children turn out, and less crime, they earn better, they make it further in education. Like, they've kind of shown that place number 2 is the nuclear family. And like, that's the thing in the States, we're off replenishment rate. Our population is shrinking. For like the first time in American history, people don't want to have kids. And like, that's a direct economic impact. People are actually smart enough to be like, I can't afford an apartment and to eat in the same week. So like, I'm not having a baby. Yeah, we're not at a replenishment rate anymore. The population in the United States is starting to flatline. A lot of it too is the baby boomers are starting to die off. You know, all those babies that were born after everybody came back from World War II. That's a big reason for it. No, not boomers. And I don't know why you'd be excited for boomers to be dying off, because they're the reason people are allowed to have the opinions they're having. So kind of a weird thing to be excited about, I think. They actually did something that mattered. The last generation that actually did something that mattered. So it's kind of sad to see that level of commitment to your country and fellow man die. Without them, people would not have blue hair at college campuses. It's that cut and dry. But all their children that they birthed and raised, those are the wave that's starting to pass away now. You got COVID-19, you had the worst chills ever. Dude, I got fucking sick when I got COVID the first time. Some of the worst muscle cramps I've ever had in my life. I would rather have been shot in the leg again than the muscle cramps I was getting. Guys, you can feel free to jump in anytime you want. I go on rants. Anubis and Anna, I go on rants, so I don't want you to feel like I'm...
I almost know stuff, sorry.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, I've been awake for how many hours? 6 hours?
Oh, fair enough.
More than that.
Ugh. Yeah, I still have these. Huh?
I'm gonna try to sleep, and are you guys still gonna be hanging out on VC?
I probably will, but I don't know about Matty.
I'll probably be I'll be streaming at least for probably like another 3 or so hours.
Okay.
And then, I mean, I'll be around. I don't know when I'll go to sleep. Like last night, I wrapped up stream at around 3 o'clock, and I stayed up till 6. So.
Oh, it's your day. It's okay because it's your day off tomorrow, so you can just, feel free to whatever.
Yeah.
You know what you prefer to do.
Fair enough. Yeah, but yeah, I'll be around. For sure.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm actually, like, one of the things I do have to give myself props for. I'm doing a lot better with staying engaged with the Discord.
Yeah.
But like it was like me, Michaela, and Wimmy for like a solid 3 months, and then like Wimmy kind of dropped off for a little bit. It was me and Michaela for like another 3 months. Then Michaela kind of dropped off a little bit, and it was just me for 3 months, and then I dropped off. So it was like we were probably, I go everything based off of kind of the gratitude list, to see how many people are actively engaged in the Discord. And like I would log in some mornings and there'd be like 13, 14 lists already there for like only having 50 members. It was a really good ratio for a while.
Oh yeah.
So, but yeah, it sounds like both of you could probably use some sleep. Is what it sounds like.
Yeah.
And you are more than welcome to fall asleep listening to me rant about random shit if you would like. It does not bother me. I'll stop addressing you so you can not get jarred awake hearing your name and shit. So.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. So sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna set an alarm because I still have a meeting I have to attend today.
Oh, fair enough.
I can wake up at right.
I mean, you already missed work. You might as well just fucking miss your meeting too. You know.
Yeah, the thing is, the meeting is in my home. It's the government.
Those bastards.
I kinda need that, don't I?
Oh, because of the tism? Because of the autism?
No, it's because government owned apartments.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I'm so used to here, the government gives you an apartment and they don't actually check to see what you're doing. You just live there now.
Yeah, fair enough.
So, but
The government just wanna make sure I feel alright and I taking care of myself, really.
that's good. I think that should be a thing for a lot of people.
Yeah, it really is. It should be.
But what do I think about Gen Z or millennials? I think Gen Z are what's going to destroy the country the rest of the way, and their kids are what's going to fix it. So we got to slow down them destroying it and wait on their children to fix it. That's my honest opinion. Millennials, we're like the forgotten generation. You know what I mean? People, there's always the generation above you talking down to the generation below them. That's just kind of how it works. The boomers talk shit about their kids. Like, that's just, there's a disconnect. I don't understand, like, what the fuck my stepson's into. I don't get it. He's 14. I'm like, I don't know half the words he used. I gotta Google him and shit. Like, that just is what it is. But, the whatever generation right now, I think it's Gen Z, are the ones going into college and at college right now are going to destroy the country. They're already doing it. That's just it's that cut and dry. So we gotta slow it down. Is what it is. But millennials, for the most part, we're just kind of minding our business. Most of us are just kind of working dead end jobs, pissed about it. That's really it. You are a millennial, technically. I think millennials go up to 2001 or something like that. I'm not exactly sure the date cutoff. Millennials just don't give a shit. That's I think most of our official stance. Is like we're just trying to ignore shit and fucking hang out pretty much. I don't think any of them are really doing anything. My big thing with the generational gap issue we're having right now is an individual's feelings are not more important than the masses' feelings. In the grand scheme of things, they're not important at all. Like, to me, my feelings are the most important thing. To me. To the country overall, they're the least important. Who gives a fuck? I'm just some dude in the garage. You know, and it's the stark comparison perspective that people are struggling with. They're confusing the two. So I'm a technical millennial, I think. What was the cutoff age? 96. So yeah, I'm 92. So I'm technically a millennial. I've been working since I was 12, on the books full time. I've had about a combined total of 2 years, 3 years maybe, of no income. I've paid so much fucking money into Social Security. I'm at about $1,000 if I wanted to retire, and I'm only 31. So I'm already halfway to retirement with the way I've been doing it. If I went the same direction, I could retire at 50. So like, it's definitely not from a lack of wanting to work. That's for damn sure. But it's just they're getting lumped into that because people don't know the cutoffs. So they're calling Gen Z millennials, is I think what's happening. They're like, oh, you're a fucking 90s kids. You don't want to fucking work. And they're talking about late 90s. Most of the people my age know what it's like to go to work every day. It's not a matter of not wanting to work. Like, we all pretty much go to work. Because we didn't have the influencer social media generation where you could make an income streaming or going live on TikTok or doing a 15-second dance and making $100,000 a month. We didn't have that. We don't know. We literally know, oh, if you want something, you got to go work for it. That is what we know. We're spoiled because most of us, the generation before us, had nothing, so they gave us everything. And that's the thing. That's the survival contrast stuff. What are you viewing as survival? If you eat every day and drink water every day and you sleep inside, you're doing drastically better than a large population of the world. So it's like, what are you actually paying attention to? I can't survive because I don't have the newest phone is not a valid survival argument. And I think that's where the problem people are having is they're saying, well, I can't survive. It's like you have a $1,600 phone and a $4,000 pair of shoes. I think you're doing just fine. And we have a lot of miseducation. My parents didn't teach me about money. I had to figure it out. I know a lot of college students right now that have no idea of how to handle a budget. They don't know how to do anything with a checkbook. I don't know how to do shit with a checkbook. I understand now that it was checks and balances, but I didn't learn that shit until I started my own business. You know? So, like, that's a lot of what it comes down to. Like, we don't know money management. You can't sit there and scream poverty when you're wearing, including what's in your pockets, $10,000 worth of shit. And, like, some people are doing that. It's an extreme example, but if you're rocking an iPhone that is at least 2 years new, it's over $1,000, you know, and you got a Verizon phone bill that's $200 a month where you can go to Walmart and get one for $35. It's a budgetary problem. I'm like, you know, that's a lot of what it comes down to. It's like people don't teach, like, that's the rift with wealthy people. Their parents teach them about money. Very quick, they teach them it's a tool, not a commodity. You go make your money work for you. It's a tool. It's not something you fight for and you work to get. You make it work for you. They teach all that stuff. And there's like government programs and stuff, and it also depends where you live. Like, there is validity. If you're in California and LA making $15 an hour minimum wage, working 40 hours a week, you are not surviving on your own. You're not paying your own bills. You're not eating every day. Move. Work 2 jobs. Like, that's where it is. And, like, that's what the rift, like, I've had to do that shit. I've had 2 or 3 jobs at once before. I've had 2 full-time jobs and a part-time job. I held that down for about 3 years because I had to. There's no other choice. People needed me to do it. So, like, that's, like, ultimately my stance on it. You know? And it's like, it feels like it's no better. Like, we were actually talking about this the other night. Like, if it's really that bad, go try to find a place where it's nicer. And you get into the whole thing of like, well, you got family and friends there, everything you know there, there's familiarity, it's really hard jumping into the unknown. Like, I get all that stuff. Like, it's not like I'm not unsympathetic to it. You know what I mean? Oh, completely random is more than okay. That was random. So yeah, that's like the majority of just what happens. Like, you're like, people will be late on their rent, but they just replace their jeans because there was a tear in them. It's like, okay, or you got a hole in your socks, so you have to go buy. You got to go drop $20 on 6 pairs of socks because you had a hole in a sock. That's the same thing. Like, you can look at socks. You can tell a lot about someone's financial literacy and their means of living by the socks on their feet. You can get 12 pairs of socks at Walmart, just generic white socks, for like fucking $16. Or you can get 1 pair of really nice socks for $12. You can say all the random stuff you want, Warrior. Yeah, I get you. So, like, what do you mean by legal stuff? Do you mean, like, fines you have to pay and things like that? Your parents are your legal guardians? Fair enough. So is it similar to, like, we call it conservatorship in California, where you're an adult, but the kind of state has deemed that you're not fit to take care of yourself type of thing, or are you a child? I don't have any judgment either way. I want to make that clear. They could probably be... They're conservators? Okay. So, fair enough. So that can be frustrating. Especially because, like, my take on it is everything about you is telling you you're an adult and you're essentially treated like a child. So I could kind of see that frustration. You're worried for you that I said I'm from California? I'm doing just fine. I'm in Northern California. It's basically Texas up in this motherfucker up this far north. It's not the same as the big cities. The cities are a fucking shit show. California's falling to pieces. Liberal utopias do not look very nice. But I love the people where I'm at. I've only felt like... I feel probably 1 good earthquake a year up here. We're in the part of California that lights on fire. Where all the fires and shit up here. So if you hear, like... I think it was... I'm pretty sure it was on Netflix. It might be regional, though. Of the Paradise Fire, an entire town that got... They were, like, very slow to evacuate it. And by the time they finally did, it was, like, kind of too late. So, like, an entire town burnt down in, like, an afternoon. It's a Netflix documentary, though. It's really good. So you're a firm proponent of you can't go outside because you're in a red state? Yeah, and that was in 1906. That was over 100 years ago. So there are some pretty fucking high-level magnitude earthquakes. That's what it sounded like, though. You're innately uncomfortable because you're trans living in a red state. So that's the part of it I get confusing. I'm very big into everybody should be loved, tolerated, and respected, but that's the political part of it that I get very confused about. I'm literally just, I'm not trying to argue or get you upset or anything. I'm just curious. You worry about your safety at times? Why? Because I think this is the exact thing I actually have a disconnect about this topic with. Because I'm trying to frame it in, like, as loving as a way as possible, because I do think I'm a pretty loving and tolerant person, but I don't view getting your feelings hurt as an issue of safety. and that's kind of what I was saying. They're conflating feelings with assault. And like that's the thing. If you're living in an area where people are getting assaulted out in public, it's not just trans people. That's everybody's getting assaulted, and it's a bad place to live. Like that's legit, but it's not because it's a red state. You know, go to Oakland, California, go to San Diego. Doesn't matter who you are down there. Most liberal state in the country. You're going to get your ass beat in public. You know what I mean? You're up in Idaho. Yeah, Idaho's pretty red, for sure. But like if you live in a bad area, you just live in a bad area. You know what I mean? Like I don't there could be, because there's all groups of people in the United States. There's all groups of people in the US. So there could be. But I just have a hard picturing of specific groups of people just hunting people down and targeting them. I have very hard time seeing that as a thing. That there's like some lynch mob going around just trying to find trans people. I have a hard time. Then like I know the horrors of the world, and I'm like I have a hard time thinking that's happening. But it could be, because there's all sorts of groups of people, you know what I mean? So like and then it's like I'm very big into to commit a hate crime, it's gotta for sure be a hate crime. You can't just be like, oh, they did it because of this. And you only get one side of the story. That's a big one for me. I like independent journalism. I don't like news conglomerates and all that shit. I very much like independent journalism. Because you can get a story of just a guy punching a trans person, and they forgot the 3-minute lead up where, you know, they touched them first or something, or got loud and confrontational. Like, there's a lot of misinformation on the media. That's a big reason why I tell people, I'm starting to tell a lot of people, stop watching the news and stop going on social media. Yeah, I call that shit adjacent, Little Yuck. Of like, you know, this area is just fine, but the block over's not great, and sometimes people from this block go to this block, so it kind of, there's like it's kind of like a big ringing storm. There's like it's not always just a fine line where the rain stops. It just kind of rains a little less, you know? And it feeds into a lot of anxiety. And that's when they talk, like you hear Republicans talk about the indoctrination and stuff, that's what they're talking about. Because the news will be like, all-time high for attacks on trans women. And like, it in most conservatives' perspective is crime's wrong and you should go to jail. Like, you know what I mean? It's not like a good for you, get them. It's well, that's not the actual issue. The actual issue is people are committing crimes. Yeah, crime is wrong. Hitting somebody is wrong. Like, I think for myself, there are a lot of situations where I would hit somebody, and I really hope I don't find myself in those situations, because I don't believe in violence. The reality is there are certain situations where I would hit somebody. But, like, hitting someone's wrong. And it's equal parts, too, because, like, so it's okay to be different, but it's also okay to have a preference and not like that person. I think that's a lot of what happens, too. People don't understand, like, I'm this, so you have to like me. And that's not how anything works. Like, if my religion was, like, throwing babies off of bridges, and then I told you, you have to like me, like, you'd be like, no, dude, I don't agree. Like, you know? No, you're completely fine, Warrior. And, like, a lot of that just boils down to both sides of the media are showing you exactly what they want you to see. It's whatever puts a positive spin on whatever they're trying to point out, you know? And that's exactly it. So, like, don't take global experience as your own experience. And that's the problem with the mental health kind of pandemic we're in the United States, is people are taking global experiences as personal experience. Like I was watching this, like it's cool too, because like with body cams and stuff, if police are involved, you get to see both. You get to see what happened. You know, provided it does happen, they'll shut their body cams off. So like it's rare. But there was one that just ran about 3 girls beating up a trans girl in the bathroom. That was the whole thing. Like they attacked and jumped her, right? The actual documentation, the actual police report filed is they were shown a penis and did not want to see a penis. But they leave that part out. It's like the same thing. I'm a guy, right? If I went and just showed my penis to another guy in the bathroom, he's going to hit me. Like that's, even if it's a gay guy, he's going to hit me. People don't want to see dicks. They're not attractive things. And like that, so it got blown out of proportion where it was like, this was a perpetrated attack of violence. And it's like, all I heard was 3 girls defending themselves from being shown something that was sexual in nature and they did not want to see. And like, to me, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. You know how proud I would be of my daughter if she was in that situation for defending herself for it? Absolutely, I would be. But then the other side will go, see, this is proof that trans women are evil. And like, it's both sides doing horrible shit. They're taking shit way out of context and just spinning it in their thing. Like, you know, this is why we can't have them in schools. It's like, no. Like, that's a different issue. If you're pulling your dick out in front of somebody, that's a different issue. So they're merging them together because there's an overlap. And that's a big one. I'm a big believer in the best way to combat violence: give everybody a gun. Granny ain't gonna get her purse snatched if someone thinks she's packing. It won't. Like Maine, Texas has the most guns in the country, right? So they have the most. I think in number 2 is Maine, and that is like statistically the safest place in the country to live, and they have a lot of guns. This is 18 plus. And like, that's the thing. It got blown out of proportion on both sides. Like, and it continues to happen over and over and over. It's not the actual news that's getting reported. Maine, there's less violent crime. Less drug overdoses, less violent crime. The economy's typically better. Like, Maine is a very peaceful place. I've been all over Maine. Maine is a very peaceful place. There was an instance for about 3 years, they had a bumper crop of zucchini in northern areas of Maine. Really good weather for it. The weather was perfect for growing zucchini for whatever reason. And the reports were, you'd park at the grocery store. It's a safe place, so you can keep your car doors unlocked. People would open your car door and leave you bags of zucchini. They were like doing breaking and enterings to give you leftover zucchini. It was like a meme, dude. And that's exactly it. That was the whole thing that happened. I think it was in Utah. Was the whole thing that happened? They're like, oh, they attacked a person for being trans. It's like, no, they attacked a person for pulling their genitals out. And then the other side was like, see, trans people are evil. We told you so. And it's like, it's super polarized on the media, and it doesn't, like, none of it makes any sense to me. I don't get any of that shit. Yeah, like, that's the comparison of, like, if people are doing a mass exodus out of a country to move to your country, don't move to that country. There's probably a good indication if the people are leaving it in droves. Yeah, it's just zucchini. That was a big fucking deal. That was their big, like, state problem for a couple years. Was, oh, what do we do about all the zucchini being left around? You know what I mean? Like, that. What a fucking quality problem to have in your state. The other one was like I think it was around the same year. There was like a activist, like a women's right movement that happened, and it was centered around either men need to wear shirts at the beach, or women didn't have to wear a top. And literally all the guys were just like, all right, don't wear a top. Like, if you want to be out in public with your shirt off, go ahead. Like, they were like, oh, I don't care. So naturally, they made it so men had to wear shirts in stores and stuff. The whole no shoes, no shirt, no service policy. That was a big issue. A big issue for Maine. You know what I mean? I let the topics kind of go naturally. You know what I mean? It ends up being a very, very interesting thing of like how you can just leave off 30 seconds of a video and it's a completely different video. That's a lot of what happens too, especially with the police brutality stuff. There's a guy I follow just to fact check him. I should start making shorts fact checking this motherfucker, because like he'll leave the most important, most crucial pieces of the video out, and be like, "See, this is police brutality. This is what we're talking about. We got to get these pigs out of here." Like, and like if you actually get the full video and what actually happened, you're like, "Oh, the cops actually underreacted." Okay. No, most men are not fighting for women to keep their clothes on in public. They're just not. You can't simultaneously think we're male chauvinistic pigs and that we're the ones predominantly stopping you from being topless in public. So like that side holds that same idea, you know what I mean? That men are pigs and they just objectify women, but we're stopping you from taking your clothes off in public. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't think dolphins or any real animal that are not domesticated, like cats and dogs and lizards and shit like that, should be kept in captivities. That's any animal. Savanna animals are big ones: lions, tigers, pandas. If they're endangered, they're endangered. Adapt or move on. I don't think anything a wild animal should not be kept in captivity. Especially because we know the science behind things. Like, we damn well know how much range an orca needs to have, that they travel 70, 80 miles in a day, and you put them in a 600-foot tank. Like, it don't work. Like, we know that. I think rescue zoos are helpful, but at the end of the day, it's a tourist attraction. It's not. Greed rules all. You know what I mean? As shitty as it is to say, and it's like, it's kind of sad in a way that I have that opinion, but it's, I think, accurate. You can figure out a way to make even more money, why wouldn't you? Except for the Tiger King. The Tiger King was cool as fuck. He just really liked tigers. That's all I got out of watching the Tiger King thing on Netflix. I was like, this dude just really likes tigers. Like, he likes big cats. And meth. Weird combination, and it led to some problems for sure, but that's like a valid argument. I think. I know a lot of women that are, a man would say well endowed, but over encumbered, and they end up with back problems. So like, that's a sport thing, but that's a personal choice. I think like it should be up to you. If you wanna walk around topless, like a guy does, go right ahead. Just don't like complain about back pain later or people staring. That's a big one for me. Like, cool, you want to walk around topless? You don't get upset when guys are gawking at you. You're walking around topless. No, you're fine, little. You guys don't need to apologize. You're fine. I just let the conversation go. You know what I mean? Yeah, but SeaWorld started as a rescue organization. That was the intent of the co-founders, was we can rescue these animals. That's how they pitched it and got it started. because they started making money off of it. So it get the more animals in, get more attendance up. It's if you start making money, people are greedy. It's not just Americans. People are greedy. It's part of how we survived and we developed. The road to hell is paved with good intention. My personal favorite is it's not a proverb. Proverb, obviously, it's a alteration of a proverb. It's God will walk with you and the devil will send a limo. And like that's the thing a lot of people miss too. Man and women co-evolved. So if your actual viewpoint is men are fucked up, women are responsible for how we're fucked up. It's the same thing as a guy. I'm sick of all these fucking feminists. Well, that's because men are responsible for how they develop too. Like, society grew together. We didn't grow independently. We're not two alien species meeting each other. That's one of my favorites. I've read the Bible. I've actually read it more than once. I'm an atheist, but I read it. I read the Dhammapada. I read the Quran. Like, I've read scripture. And it's got really good tellings. The teachings in the Bible and in scriptures are really good. And just like naturally, women and men think differently. But it is different. We do think and process information very differently. If that's the case, everybody's a freak at times. You're not unique in that. I have the most fucked up intrusive thoughts. I have real fucked up intrusive thoughts. I will not share them with people that I do not know. But the world is a cool place because you can think and feel however the fuck you want, and as long as your actions are correct, it's all okay. You just gotta act right. I think everybody just kind of does that. I'm here with you with little. That's not really a uniqueness. Haha. I like, so you said you were trans, correct, Little Yak? I'm trying to just remember. I've had tons of people tell me, and I kind of just disregard it at this point. I go based off of default. So if whatever in my brain deems a name masculine, I just pick that as masculine until I'm corrected. So like, I forgot what I was gonna say. Probably wasn't that important then. Oh, it was about media in general, really. So a big one is I'm a free speech like absolutist. You should be allowed to say whatever you want, good, bad, or indifferent. You're allowed to do that. 100%. You're just responsible for consequence, right? So if someone wants to go out and start screaming all this racist stuff and someone punches them in the face, they were allowed to do so. They got what was coming to them. A lot of what happens that I've seen when, trans people get attacked or assaulted, they are screaming very inappropriate shit at somebody. And they get punched in the mouth. Little Lee Oko, show called Code Yoko. Loco. Lee Oko. Little Lee Oko. Right? Little Lee Oko? I'm just going to keep saying it over and over until I get confirmation. Gotcha. Words are tough sometimes. It's hard too because I'm playing on a TV, not an actual monitor. So I can't actually see L's and I's. As long as you... Alright, so straight up, if you don't verbally attack somebody, you will not get banned or timed out from my channel. It won't happen. I've had people straight up just get full on... Like, if they were in person with each other, they would have fought. You won't get banned from my channel. It won't happen. As long as you're not attacking somebody. You can have your opinion on anything you want. But if you start calling someone a name or fucking saying that you're a fucking idiot and all this stuff, you're gone. That is the rules. Because like disagreements are what makes everybody grow. Because like you could have the wrong viewpoint or the wrong, preconceived notions and stuff, or the wrong information, like actually factually wrong. And if you don't talk about it, you're never gonna be right. The rightness won't come. The correction won't come. You know what I mean? So like that's where I'm at with all that stuff. Difference of opinion. And like you won't get banned either. I'll time your ass out for sure. But like you won't get banned for having a disagreement. If you start calling someone names, I'll time you out. I'll drop a timeout for like 24 hours or something, let you cool off a little bit. What did they do? How are they a dangerous video game? I have no idea what game you're talking about or the people you're talking about. I have no clue. How are they a dangerous person? Yeah, you're fine. It's 18 plus. The way I have it figured out, I'm an 18 plus stream. You can talk about whatever the fuck you want here. It's a mental health stream, good and bad. I just make sure if like you talk about some of your trauma and shit, that like down the road, if you're doing better, you let me know the good stuff too. You know. The character's name is Jefferson. What in the game is Life is Strange? Okay. How's that dangerous? What type of game is it? It's the thing. I'm missing something. I'm missing huge pieces of the backstory here. I don't know what that means, so I'll Google it. I don't know what a slice of life game is. The game is Life is Strange. Okay, so it's like kind of like an open world type of thing. Story-based choice and consequences. Okay. That gives me a moderate idea. Okay. I don't understand what's dangerous. Okay, the main character is 18. I'm waiting for the meat and potatoes of the conversation to come out. The indoctrination that the United States propagates and rewards rape culture is what I'm waiting for you guys to directly say. Because that's what you're talking about, right? It's not about a video game. Because, like, people like that exist, and when you're painting them as narcissistic psychopaths and killers, that to me is said only these people do those things. Don't be this type of people. No, like, it's a video game. It's a video game about a fucked up narcissist. It's meant to be shock things. It's not meant to propagate an idea. It's a game. Play it or don't play it. Like, do you guys not watch the Saw movies or anything like that? That's incredibly fucked up. The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, is that a bad movie as well? I'm very confused by this. It's not representative of systemic culture, though. That's not part of our culture. That's the part I'm struggling with. I'm missing the culture part of it. Yeah, so it's a video game about a really bad guy. I'm sure there is, but it's a video game about a bad guy. Yeah, so like that's thank you, little Lyoko, for just pointing out the real crux of the issues, saying that there's rape culture in the United States. I must have been out of school that day when it was taught that that's how to bind somebody and pick your target. I must have not been in school that day. I missed it. My dad didn't teach me that. My dad didn't even teach me how to tie my shoes, so I missed that part too. So maybe I just missed it. Culture's taught. I know a metric fuckload of people, and I've been all over this country, and I've never met a group of people saying that that was okay. Or even joking that it happened to somebody. It's not saying it's acceptable things in society, but it's also not healthy to say it doesn't happen. Pretend it doesn't happen? That's not going to make the problem go away. The problem that go away is teaching self-defense. Like, I'm a firm believer if someone's trying to rape you and you kill them, you get off free. You're good. So, that's it. Everybody carry knives. De-incentivize the crime. That's a justice system problem. That's not a society problem. Like, evil people should be punished as if they were evil people. But making a video game about an evil person doesn't make someone evil. And, like, it literally, like, if you read me how you have described that game, it is a game about a very evil man. So most people would be like, damn, this dude's fucked up. Not, I want to be like this guy. The people saying, I want to be like this guy, we're going to be like that guy anyway. You know what I mean? It's not an all of a sudden, oh, I learned it in a video game. That's, no. No way. That's learned from being sexually abused and it not being taken seriously as a child, and then you mirror the behavior when you become an adult. That's common. Most people that are convicted of rape and stuff like that were sexually abused as children. Like, across the board. It's an education problem. It's not it's okay problem. It's focusing on the wrong problem. Believe All Women is the worst movement I have ever fucking heard of in my life. Because since that movement started, it has already happened where someone was like, okay, it didn't happen. And it was literal, like, proven that it did not happen. And then they recanted their testimony after already destroying that young guy's life. They destroyed his life, dude. Completely destroyed it. He lost his job, his family fucking disowned him, he got kicked out of school. You know what I mean? Like, that's dangerous. That's dangerous. No, and I get what you're saying. We're not saying it's okay, but we're also not allowed to go form lynch mobs and track these people down and kill them in the street. It's not because we're not murdering people, we're not accepting that it's an acceptance issue, or I'm confused. And I know it's a triggering topic. Like, I get it, and like I'm not going to take anything personal. So like, you don't even have to try to be professional or cordial with me at this point. It is a normal occurrence. It is a normal occurrence. 100%. That's not cultural either. It's around the world. It is a normal occurrence. Acknowledging that something happens doesn't mean you support it happening. You know what I mean? It's most people around the world are like, no, that's a bad thing. You're a bad guy for doing that. It's not saying it's a culture means we're propagating it. Like, that means we're saying, all right, boys, I got the condoms, you get the rope, let's go get them. That's not what's happening. that's why people are upset. You can't say that that's what's happening. There's no way you can say that that's what's happening. But that's what your words are saying that's happened. That's like saying that I keep seeing it. I've deleted TikTok. I finally learned my lesson. But I've seen it on there where people are saying there's a trans genocide happening in the United States. What a buzzword. Like, there ain't no fucking genocide happening in the United States. I can promise you that. Because I've seen them. I was in the Western Sudan for 6 months. I've seen what a genocide looks like. I've actually seen it. I buried one. So, like, that's not a thing. And it's a buzzword. But, like, that's... I can't get behind that. I just can't. That there's systemic culture of it. No. Like 90% of the people on this planet, more than that, has to be more than that, would tell you it's wrong. Not we should do it. And to me, if things are being taught culturally, it'd be people saying it's acceptable to do it. But if you're just acknowledging it, you know, it's fine. We don't have to keep talking about it. But, like, that's where I'm at. I do try to understand. But, like, the problem with most of the people that make this argument is when you ask them, can you show me proof? There isn't any. I feel like it's happening, so therefore it must be happening. And to me, that doesn't work. It doesn't work for me. And that's perfectly understandable. It's all right if it, like, kind of, you know, you can circle back. And I hope you don't think I'm, like, trying to bully you into like, prove your point. Like, I'm not trying to do that. But, like, that's something I get very, very heated about. I do get upset about that. And it's because, like if you let that slide, that means every girl should think I am for it. If that's what the culture is, I'm a guy in the supposed culture. I tell you my temperament, if I saw someone committing that crime, I would unalive them. I can tell you that for sure. 100%. But that's the same thing, like, crimes happen. They all do. That's why they're crimes. Yeah, TikTok's real bad. So the only place I've ever felt uncomfortable on social media has been TikTok. Because I don't think you guys have really seen my YouTube shorts. It's about what I'm feeling. It's about what I accomplished today, past experiences. It's very much specific to this is my life. This is kind of some of my viewpoints. I try to keep myself out of supercharged political viewpoints. It's more like, hey, if you're sick, go get help. Like, get it diagnosed. Make sure you're on top of that. Like, you're still a valid person, but go get some help. And if you're feeling like the world hates you, you need to change before the world does. Because, like, if you're waiting on the world to change, you get a long wait. And I'll share stuff like that. Doing it on YouTube, yeah, I get some people that are like, you're fucking stupid, shut the fuck up. I get people like that, or people trolling shit, just, trying to start shit. That's on everywhere. I get it on Twitch. If you watch my streams long enough, you'll see it on Twitch. Where people come in and start, like, making fun of me or trying to troll me or whatever. I don't care. The big problem with TikTok was a large amount of homosexual men saying really fucked up things to me in my DMs. That's why I stopped with TikTok. It is something that's unavoidable. Little. You can't avoid it. You can't control every human being all the time. It's not something avoidable. So yeah, like how... And like if you're sitting there going like digging through the statistics and like, oh, it happens once every 3 hours, you're going to drive yourself crazy. You know what I mean? One character from Mario Cats. You're getting protective? All right, well, we can pivot off the conversation. We can pivot. Talk about something else. No, it's all good. It's all right. That's the whole thing. Like, it doesn't have to be a forced thing. Like, that's just what we were talking about. I was confused. The game got brought up, and I was confused about the game, and we went down that. You know what I mean? Yeah, and that's fine. Down the road, I will throw this out. Just because future stuff, and we're small. There's only 3 of us, right? We can switch topics. Down the road, if I have 30 people and we're all talking about it, and that's what we're talking about, the conversation might continue to roll. You know what I mean? But yeah, right now, what are we talking about? Throw me a topic. I can talk about. I'm a talker. I can talk about just about anything. So fucking eat me a topic. You don't have anything to apologize for, little. Nothing at all. Yeah, it's all good. Happens. Shit, when emotions are involved, things can kind of derail quickly. Or escalate quickly, I guess. Maybe not derail, that's a good term. But, you'll yell in your room with nobody speaking to me? Huh. It's, I don't know if that's, like, so much liking talking or, you know? Hey, I don't know what to talk about either, so, like, that's just what came up, so that's what I went with. I'm so far away, I have trouble understanding, like, at all. That's what it is, and I'm like, pretty much just was asking to, like, hey, can you make me understand or help me understand? That's all it was. But no, that's, like, movies? I don't really watch a lot of movies. The last movie I watched in theaters, anyway, was, Songbirds and Snakes. The Hunger Game things, and we were going to pick between that or the new Aquaman movie, and we ended up picking Songbirds and Snakes, and I hated it. It was garbage. It was a horrible movie, in my opinion. And then later on, I was at Anna's in the what do you call it? The new Aquaman came on. And I was like, oh, good, the one we should have watched. And then I watched that, and I hated it. So, it was a big ouch. It was not good. There was some weird, like, you'll have to watch a movie, and I'm sure everybody noticed it. I'm not going to say it, though. But there was some shit in that movie that was just like, what? And I love The Hunger Games. The Hunger Games was, like, the first book series I've ever read. But the prequel, it was a musical. It's a musical, Warrior. Like, be prepared for that. Like, just be fully prepared that the Hunger Games spin-off or prequel it's a musical. So yeah, if you love musicals, you're gonna be fucking down. Like, you know what I mean? I don't enjoy musicals. You could probably tell by how I hold my posture and what I wear that I'm not into musicals, you know. Yeah, my stepson was watching Wonka the other day, and I was listening to singing and stuff, and I was like, I don't have any interest in watching this, and I'm kind of glad I'm going to work. You know, I'm not down for musicals. I also didn't watch my first Disney movie until I watched Frozen with my daughter 2 years after it came out. So I didn't necessarily grow up watching people singing stuff. I like Frozen. She liked Frozen, Moana, and what was that one? It's the one about death. What was the name of that movie? He's got the Mexican family, and he ends up going into the afterlife and like talking to his like ancestors. Coco. Thank you. It's Coco. So I watched that one. There's the other one. I think it was Tangled. The young Viking girl. My daughter really liked those. Coco was good. I've really had a lot of respect for the movie Coco because it taught a really healthy perspective on death. So like that was important to me, and I think it was age appropriate how they did it to be like talk about how we grieve and honor people and let them go and stuff like that. So I think it was really well done. Yeah, Brave. It was Brave, not Tangled. Brave. But yeah, I must have watched Moana 4 or 5 times a day for I don't know, 2 years. You know what I mean? Like she loved that fucking movie. But like, yeah, I didn't watch like what do you call it? I didn't watch Disney movies growing up. Like I didn't watch Bambi till I was like 22, and I didn't watch the whole thing. I've never seen The Lion King. Like those classic ones, I've never seen them. I just started watching animated Disney movies with my children. That was the only thing. I didn't grow up that. I mean, I had movies to watch. Like I watched Land Before Time. Is Land Before Time Disney? Is kids watching movies on repeat a thing? I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. My daughter has always done it. I don't know. Like there's some movies that I've watched a lot of. Probably Law Abiding Citizen, Boondock Saints, and the other guys. I've watched those movies a shitload. So yeah, Land Before Time that was my go-to movie, the Land Before Time movies when I was a kid. And like shortly after, I kind of grew out of watching it, I guess. I actually have answered that question that way before when people were talking about their childhoods and stuff, and they asked me about mine, and I literally was like, I've never seen The Lion King. And like that pretty much wraps up how I grew up. Dude, Ronald McDonald was like a fucking scary clown. Like it wasn't like not like he is now when he first came out. But Ronald McDonald and Friends were very scary looking. Nightmare fuel. Yeah, I don't know if they just didn't have like a review process, like where they sat a bunch of kids in a room and were like, "What do you think of this clown?" or something. But like, yeah, the original Ronald McDonald was a fucking scary person. Optimal Gunner, how are you doing today? It's nice to meet you, bud. How's life? Welcome to my very, very small corner of Twitch. You did an ooh ooh voice? I don't know why you did that. Oh, you hit him with the hello. That's like a really good way, I think, to like scare people off, maybe. I don't know. I would have left. Life is awesome possum? Hell yeah. Like actually, or how you respond to a stranger when they ask you. Because that's what I do. If a stranger asks me how I'm doing, I'm like, good. Or even if I'm like falling to pieces, you know what I mean? Cringe hello, leaving and reporting. Yeah, see? First I spoke out against SeaWorld, and now this? I'm fucked. No, you're fine, Warrior. I'm just teasing. A little playful teasing. You're okay. Life is good? Hell yeah. Where are you from? You're a new person, so I'm going to focus solely on you because you made the mistake of saying hello. So now I'm going to ask you all the interview questions. I'll wait till you've been around for at least a week before I try to get your mother's maiden name and your social security number and birthday, though. I'll do that. I don't know why I look at my microphone when I talk, because you're here. Redacted. Hello, Redacted. Hell yeah. You're from Redacted. Nice. All right. I don't know if that's genuine, but if it is, good night. It was nice becoming an acquaintance.
Morning.
Hello.
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 Hi.
Oh, there's two. There's still two. There's two people here still.
I used to walk up, dude.
Have both of you been in the Discord the whole time?
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, and Lil is here now as well. Okay.
Hello.
Completely missed that. Hello. Oh, I've been sitting here with no silence. I've been sitting here completely void of sound for like an hour. And then I just heard this fucking hello, and I was like, whoa, dude. Fucking, and she's awake? She's been sitting here this whole time, too? Okay. That's not weird at all.
I just woke up.
That was like a record for an app, I think.
I just muted myself, really. I'm
Oh.
surprised you didn't notice I was still here.
No, I didn't. Wimmy's been logged into the voice chat this whole time, and I haven't heard a word from him in like 3 hours. So I don't really pay attention to that. Every now and again, I get a little doo-doo because I get a PM or something.
Yeah.
And then we had a new person come and say hi, and Warrior scared him off. For sure.
Of course.
So there was that. Little didn't help at all. Hit him with a meow. And then the how dare you? I'm pretty sure that was directed at him as well. Yeah, he did it for sure. I'm pretty sure. Anyway.
Are you still streaming, by the way?
Yeah.
Hey.
Still streaming.
So what have I missed on the stream?
That was it. We had one new person talk in the last hour, and he was chased away immediately by someone who will not be named.
Fair enough, fair enough. Yeah, I kinda woke up during some heated argument.
Yeah. So there was that.
And then I kinda went groggy and forgot the rest.
Fair enough.
Yeah. What's the time? 9:55.
We're just playing Warrior. It's all jokes. I promise you, it's all jokes. We're just playing around, man. Okay, so you're joking around too. Okay, perfect. Yeah, that's about it. We talked about your brand of crap. A little bit more about dolphins. I didn't think it was a heated argument, but the heated argument, and then we were talking about movies and how scary Ronald McDonald is.
Yeah, fuck Ronald McDonald.
I wouldn't. It's not what I'm into, but I'm not going to kink shame you.
I did not mean like that, dude.
You're allowed to be whatever you're into, man. It's
Yeah, no, I don't like him like that, dude. He's creepy.
he's just a friend.
He's just a friend, dude, I promise.
How am I feeling about the state of things in America? I hate it. I legitimately do. Some of the bills that are being passed, the failure in basic communication skills people have. There's no debating in the U.S. like there used to be. It's all about who can yell the loudest. That's it. There's societal decline is how things are going in the U.S. And I can't get into the topic without being deemed politically correct. So I know it all started at participation trophies, is where it started. I would say that's the direct link. That and the movie Stuart Little. Those two things were the start of the end for us. Why Stuart Little? Because he's a punk ass bitch. You can ask anybody. I'm Team Remy all day. That's the real issue. The stuff about the culture of America and all that stuff, that was all leading up to this. They found a talking mouse and put it in an orphanage. It doesn't even make any sense. And the motherfuckers who owned a cat adopted it. It's crazy. Chicken Little was weird.
Yeah, they really they tried to assassinate Stuart Little.
Yeah. Because he sucks. He had it coming, you know.
Oh, hell yeah.
No, like legitimately participation trophies and I think Caillou, like shows like Caillou that came out is the start of why America became a really bad place.
What did Caillou do?
He just whines to get what he wants. That's the whole thing. Whine as much as you want, be a little shithead as much as you want, and you'll get what you want. That's the whole premise of the show.
That's a solid argument.
That's the entirety of the show.
I
That's all that show teaches. It's not about sharing, love, tolerance, none of that. It's to teach you to be an asshole.
I can agree to that.
Yeah. Yeah, you can watch whatever you want. I just don't believe the moral teachings of Caillou.
I mean, when I watched Caillou, I didn't fucking know what it was about. Some bald kid.
Yeah, but like it's every episode he throws a temper tantrum, and then they do try to throw in that like mandatory like peaceful resolution part of it, but ultimately he was just like, you know, punched his sister and then got a toy. Like that's that's what that show is.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. I don't remember too much from the show, but I just remember some bald kid getting destroyed playing rugby or whatever.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who's right or wrong. Like kids suck. Like that's true. I'll stand by that. Kids are fucking horrible little creatures for sure. But like, that's what the teaching of the show was to me. That's all it taught little kids. Like I remember my nieces pre-Caillou and post-Caillou, and they were little fucking monsters. And compared to the nieces that did not watch Caillou, the ones that did not watch Caillou were better behaved. You know what I mean? Rosie too. Like it's literally the whole show is about whining and getting what you want. And what do we have going on now? A bunch of full-grown people whining to get what they want.
Not wrong though.
Like whining is not working on an issue. Whining is just whining. Did I ever watch Arthur? Yeah, my sister really was into those types of shows. So there was that. Hey Arnold, Cat Dog, Kablam. See, and I'm the opposite. Like I like children. Yeah, the Chalk Zone. What was that? Magic School Bus. Like there's some pretty cool shit. Angry Beavers. Stuff like that I watched. But like I'm the same way. I don't like. I'm the opposite, actually. Sorry, opposite. I don't like. I like babies. Babies are cool. I understand a baby. Like they want to eat, sleep, and poop. Babies are chill as fuck. I like babies. Like my daughter was very colicky. She screamed and cried a lot. I must have done like laps in my apartment. I had this like apartment that was basically a hallway, maybe 50 feet long in the end, and I would just walk back and forth, pushing the stroller till she went to sleep. I must have done miles every night. But still super chill. Super chill. Like babies are chill as fuck. 2 to 16. I don't like that age range. Unless they're my kids. I love my kids. But other people's kids, no. No, I'm not interested. Did she used to scream and cry and get what she wanted? Because that's the whole thing. Like, crying is a part of the thing. I struggle real bad crying. Or processing sad emotions. They kind of just get stuck in there. But, like, I won't do that to society. I won't cry about my problems in society. In public. I won't do any of that stuff. That's like a lights off in the shower moment for me. Like, I'm big into that. My daughter used to throw temper tantrums like a motherfucker. I'd ignore her. And she stopped doing it. Yeah, like my, like Anna puts it as, you're just letting the sads out. You're just letting the sad stuff out. You cry, and that's good. Let it out. Get it the fuck out of there. And holding it in and festering it, that's what my lifestyle is, and it's not great. It's not a glamorous one. But like, you won't see me getting upset at work and crying to the point where I can't do my job. And like, that's kind of what's going on right now. There's nothing wrong with crying. I don't think there's anything wrong with crying. Well, yeah, that's a baby thing though, Warrior. Babies love being naked. Like, that's the jam. To be completely fair, I prefer to be naked. Especially in the summer. It gets 120 degrees out in this fucking garage. Yeah, I love being naked. Yeah, sensory crack stuff. I get that sometimes where, like, the texture of thing, I will just full on avoid that shit. I won't be anywhere near it. But that's always been my big thing. I don't think you get to demand from anybody to get preferential treatment or to get your way just because you're upset. That's enabling. That's why a lot of drug addicts stay drug addicts, because they have found out a way to manipulate people into getting their way. And until it stops working, they will continue to do it. Almost across the board. Some just really need someone to give them a hug and help them out. Like, but that's a rarity. Most people need to run out of couches to live on. They have to hit some type of bottom, some type of consequence before they stop. I would say for most people it doesn't feel good to be coddled. But they want you to coddle them nonetheless, just because you don't think it feels good. You know, it's not really about the feel good stuff. It's more about, like, because if you're upset, someone giving you a hug helps, but you don't want somebody on you when you're upset all the time. It's more like I feel this way, so I'm going to throw a temper tantrum until you surrender how you feel to make me feel better. That's manipulation all day long. No other way to paint it. I don't like to be coddled. That ship sailed for me. I grew up without the ability to even know what it feels like. I didn't have I'm going to kiss your boo-boo and give you a hug and dust you off, you'll be okay. I didn't have any of that. I had, if you want to cry in front of company, I'm going to punch you in the face. Like, that's how I was raised. So, like, and I'm not used to it. If I'm really sad, I'm used to handling it by myself. I don't handle it very well, but I do it by myself. Yeah, no, when I'm really sad, like, the hug's good. Hugs will help. I could agree with that. Like, laying down and having my back rubbed. Like, for sure. Like, just, not like a massage or nothing. Just like, a little rub on the back. That's fine. I don't want to talk. And, like, sometimes I just want to be left alone. Sometimes I want to go, lay in bed and not engage with people. Oh, hydration. This is my third bottle of water today. I'm fucking crushing it on the water game. Yeah, see, and I can't do that. That's one of the things I literally just, like, cannot do. Is be held while I cry. What's up, Manili? How you been, dude? Long time no see, stranger. Long time no see. Reaper is creeping up? I don't know what that means. Feels like you're not far away from death. Why? What's going on? Yeah, like fill me in. What the fuck's been going on, Manili? I remember talking to you damn near every day. It's been almost exactly 5 months. And that was a brief exchange. So what the fuck's been going on? Where you been at? You're in recovery for alcohol? About motherfucking time, dude. Sorry that I said that with so much conviction, but good for you. Yeah, it's just if he's in the early parts of recovery from alcohol, he is not liking life right now. For sure. So I'm guessing you've been in recovery for alcohol for about a week. Is that what you're saying, or was there some type of illness or injury? Saturday was a week sober. Fucking good for you, dude. So yeah, it's been the sobriety. So you're through the thick of it. How bad were the DTs? Because I know you've, like, you know me. I've never pressured you to stop or told you to stop, but like you've talked to me about how much you drank. You don't think you had DTs? Good. So it wasn't that bad. You more seemed like you were binging a little bit. Well, good for you. Regardless, are you just kind of white knuckling it? Just you're gonna stay stopped? Or are you like in some type of like therapy or what? No plan yet. Fair enough. What time is it for you, Warrior? Just did it by yourself? Like me personally, my own thing. I would suggest going to like a 12-step meeting. But if you ain't ready, you ain't ready. But it helps a lot of people. 5:10. Oh, you're on the East Coast. No craving for it? That's fucking good. Hopefully that stays. I haven't had a craving in, fuck, I'd say it's basically since the first time I got sober. So a little over 10 years. 11 years ish. Yeah, it can fucking wipe you out. It's probably like post-acute withdrawal. Still sucks though. I've been there a couple times. But yeah, they would call that post-acute withdrawal symptom. Not full-on DTs, like you're not having seizures and shit like some people get, but you definitely ain't feeling good. There's the same amount of caffeine in two Dr. Peppers as 1 cup of coffee. Consumption of 200 milligrams of caffeine doesn't cause any significant harmful effects in healthy people. The recommended allotment is to not exceed more than 400 milligrams of caffeine on a daily basis. That's about 4 cups of coffee, so that'd be about 8 Dr. Peppers a day. Wow, interesting. Some people can experience... You have to drink 100 milligrams of caffeine, or ingest, because I know they have pills. Some people can feel effects of withdrawal from caffeine with as little as 100 milligrams of caffeine per day after 3 consecutive days. So it doesn't even need to be that long. You must be fucking hypersensitive to caffeine. Holy shit. I have to be at like over a pot of coffee a day, like 16 cups a day for like weeks at a time to feel any effect from not having it. Wow. I just had to check. That's fucking wow. That's not a lot of caffeine. Holy shit. Well, that's not helpful either. The minimum side effects for caffeine withdrawal would be headache, fatigue, decrease in energy or activeness, decreased alertness, drowsiness, decreased contentedness? I don't even know what that word means. Depressed mood, difficulty concentrating, irritability, and feeling foggy and not clear-headed. That's basically how I feel all the time. Maybe that's my problem. I'm a caffeine junkie. Oh, I'm sorry you're sad. Yeah, well, I remember you talking to me about how much you were drinking, and I remember you telling me that, like, your insides were rotting away. And, like, last time you really brought it up, I was like, maybe you think you should stop? You're like, yeah, probably, but I'm not gonna. So I'm glad it got to a point where you had to stop. I don't know. I've for a stretch of my life, I was drinking, 12 monsters a day, like a ridiculous amount of caffeine, and the next day wouldn't have any caffeine, and I'd be fine. So I'm must just be on the other end where I'm like a little resistant to caffeine. Maybe I'm not sure. I would never in a million years think you could feel signs of withdrawal from caffeine with so little caffeine. Well, that's good. That is always good that the taste alone is like, I get that way. Like if I go a couple days without smoking a cigarette, like I'm very, very desensitized to smoke a cigarette because it's just like, it tastes gross. But no, I was drinking 3/5, 4/5 a day, almost a gallon a day. for a couple years. Same thing. Ulcers like a motherfucker. Emotionally unstable. Turns out I hurt myself a lot in that chunk of time without knowing I hurt myself. Probably a good chunk of lifelong side effects that are not going to go away. The big one was the emotional instability. If you have mental health issues, like, you are not supposed to drink or do drugs, and I did a lot of both. You're fine, warrior. Well, genuinely, I am very glad to hear that you're on the wagon. That is a good thing. Okay, where? So, like, Manili, what caused the... What was the shift? What caused the, okay, shit, I gotta stop drinking? Just kind of... Your body getting pissed off, or it's something happened? You don't have to share any of this if you don't want to. Like, that's more than acceptable. I'm waiting for... my standoffishness appearance would be I'm waiting for the triggering part. Like, it was an earthquake. Your body physically couldn't anymore? Well, just, like, try to hold on to that. I hope you don't get to a spot of, like... I hope, like, it kind of sounds sort of kind of like a little bit you've said, and kind of how you're saying it is, like, you need it to be done. So hopefully you don't have to, put yourself up on the mend and then start drinking again and rinse and repeat. Because, like, I could promise you in 10 years it's going to be a lot harder to rebound, you know what I mean? I was sober for 6 years, and I relapsed for a couple months, and that rebound was way the fuck harder than the first time I got sober. Yeah. Okay. I'm not of the mentality that bad things mean triggers. I wouldn't view that as a trigger. Maybe for people that were in the Japan earthquake, it'd probably be triggering, but I was not. So, I don't know. Like, I watched 9/11 happen live on TV. That was pretty traumatic for quite a bit of people. And, like, I think it's okay to talk about it. Might be a... I don't know. I don't know how I'd word it. Might be like a close-minded viewpoint, maybe, that I have. I don't know. Yeah, that's how PTSD works, is you have flashbacks or you panic. But it's not, typically speaking, it's not an actual event that causes it. I don't know how to word that. I'm trying to think of the words. Like, so, right, I have PTSD from the Iraq War. Saying Iraq doesn't trigger my PTSD. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense. And that's like kind of standard across the board. I'm sure some people it would probably be triggering too. What the new definition of triggering anyway. The new definition of triggering is I'm upset. That's what triggering means, is I'm upset. It's not an actual conflation with stuff with mental illness. It's I'm upset, so I'm triggered, therefore you need to shut your mouth. That's kind of what that is. In my opinion. Again, it could be the wrong opinion, but that's what my opinion is. Fair enough, Manili. I would say like vitamins and a shitload of water would probably be your best friend. For sure, it would be your best friend. In time, just give it some time. Like you're capable. It might just be. It could be more on the psychological side, because your body was used to getting up and doing shit while you were drinking. So like, you know what I mean? So yeah, like water will help you a lot. Vitamins maybe help you feel a little bit better. I don't know if your bed's near a window, but during the day having the shade up so at least some type of sunlight hits you would probably be good. And just patience. You know, it'll get better when it stops sucking. That mentality helped me a lot through my early sobriety. Was like, it'll get better when it stops to suck. You know. Yeah, it can come and go for sure. Well, at least you were able to get some food down. And orange juice is probably good for you. And it's way better for you than alcohol. So there's always that, you know. That's some pretty good gratitude list up in there. I like those. Those are good shit, guys. I think both of the people that haven't talked to me are asleep. But it's okay. They still had good gratitude lists. What was up with yesterday? Oh, you had bathroom issues yesterday. Yeah, that do suck, dude. Yeah, like as soon as it dawned on me after you wrote that, I was like, oh, you couldn't get far away from the toilet yesterday. Dude, I fucking felt like crap earlier. I'm feeling a lot better now. After eating, I feel better. But, like, I fucking... getting fucking super lightheaded. I don't know what the fuck that was from either. Oh, that's why you just lay in the tub. I don't know if you have a tub, Manili, but future stuff, if that happens again, you just lay in the tub. It's the perfect plan. If you gotta throw up or shit yourself, you just do it in the tub. You have a drain, you know what I mean? It's gross, but like, it's a good way to do it. Do I have a fever? No. No. I think mine was from because I do these Zyn pouches, which I haven't had one at all on stream, so like 3 hours. But I think I was going overboard on nicotine pouches because I have not smoked a cigarette today because I don't want to smoke anymore. But I think I overdid it on nicotine pouches. And too much nicotine can make you extremely lightheaded and nauseous. Yeah, I didn't really get all that shaky. But yeah, I was dizzy. So I just didn't really care for it. I just kind of laid in bed, listened to some stuff on my phone. Wrote it out. It's kind of sort of there. I've had it for it's been probably a month where the back of my head will get a little numb and the top will get kind of tingling and I'll get dizzy randomly. So, but it is what it is. If it proceeds to happen and continues to happen, I will eventually go to the doctor. Be like, hey, I feel funny, but it's not at that point yet. I'm able to work through it. And that's kind of how I gauge everything. If I'm legitimately going to call out of work, I'm gonna go to the doctor. You know what I mean? Hell yeah, Manili, that's good, dude. You're doing all of it without seeing the doctor? Just make sure, if you think you need to go, if you're questioning if you should see a doctor, go to the doctor. But, the first time I detoxed was on my sister's couch. I was sick, dude. I was kicking some shit, dude. So, you can definitely make it through it. The bastards with clothes, those fuckers. Well, if you end up needing to, if you think you need to, tomorrow, just go. What else has been going on in life, though? Just same old, same old? Well, I guess not same old, because your life was pretty much kind of, sort of just drinking, right? Alright, warrior. It might be blood pressure related, because alcohol does fuck with your blood pressure real hard. So, it could be blood pressure, So, it might be worthwhile to go, just get yourself checked out at the doctor's, you know what I mean? Because if it's a blood pressure thing, that's got to be figured out, you know what I mean? So, you might need, a thinner or something. Oh, yeah, you were on blood pressure? It's for sure probably your blood pressure meds. If you were on blood pressure medication and drinking, your blood pressure's all fucked up, probably. Probably. A doctor will be able to tell you more. Run some labs and shit, take a little blood, see what's going on up in your human goo, you know? If you ever need to talk or anything about any of that stuff, I think you can find me on Discord. I don't know if you're part of my new one, but worst case scenario, you can always hit me up on DM or Twitch, Whisper or whatever. I'd be available. Yeah, Manili, I've been working. I started officially opened and started working at the beginning of December. I've been doing, as you can see, the mental health stuff still. So I stepped away from it for a little while because I was having my own issues, but back to it. Living in the garage. I'm a mental health worker. I work at a social rehab that helps teach schizophrenics and people with severe mental health issues, coping skills and stuff. So same track as what I do with the stream and the Discord. Yeah, I think it's a good fit. I very much enjoy my job. Waiting for things to balance out between me and Anna. I'm not exactly in a full-blown space to move back or anything, so... Alrighty, Warrior. I hope you sleep well. Oh, yeah. I only officially was not with her for a day. It's not like I, disappeared for months at a time, you know what I mean? It was literally a day. But, like, the damage had been done long before that day. Like, I was not a very great person to live with. So, mending things, it's getting better. Things are getting better between me and my stepkids. So that is a huge win. My stepson called me for the first time the other day because he was having a hard time and needed someone to talk to. So, the job does pay, yeah. Yeah, it's a full-time legitimate job. I'm not working for free, but it's good. It's a good fit. I don't make great money at it, but it's not really a job field that you would make good money at. But I enjoy it. I get a lot of fulfillment from it. We were never paper married, which I've just always referred to as my wife because that's how I feel about her. But we're still together, yeah. And things are improving over time. We're both putting work in to re-strengthen the relationship and stuff. So. That is right. I've definitely had certain points of my life that were way worse than how I'm living right now. For a little bit, I was sleeping on the streets. For a little bit. And for a little bit, I didn't know where at any given time where I was going to sleep. So I have a landing pad, but I spend probably... It's about half the week there. So I still get to see the dogs and stuff, and we have dinner sometimes and watch some TV together, and that's where I shower. You know what I mean? And I pay rent to live here. And the rest of my money really goes towards keeping the house afloat. Oh, thank you, Minnie. And how are you doing today? How you be? It feels like the old crew is here again. But yeah, I'm good. So I pretty much throw all my money at the house and hope for the best. That's what happened. That's what had me cut down on cigarettes, and I don't really drink energy drinks anymore, and I don't go out to eat anymore. I don't do any of that stuff. I just kind of... maybe every now and again I'll go grab coffee with my buddy Ryan, but outside of that, I just throw money at the bills. For the sinus infection? Dude, sinus infections suck, bro. What do you do doing the responsible shit and going to the doctors and stuff? Damn. Sinus infection, Oh, that's funny. I read it as sinus infection. I didn't even realize that you had put tinnitus. That's fucking funny, dude. But yeah, I'm living the American dream, dude. I make half as much as I need to support a place to live. And, every 2 days, maybe? Thank you very much for dinner, by the way. With the money you sent me yesterday, I was able to get myself a chicken sandwich and a couple chicken wraps from Burger King. Very, very grateful for it. And I'm hoping my buddy at the vape shop's got another free vape for me, or else I'm done with a vape too. I literally calculate my paycheck to go, all right, How do I keep my phone on, and how do I eat? And it's not food for every day. It's like literally like, you know, it's projected to eat like 20 times a month, like 20 meals in 1 month. And I calculate all that out, and then I tell Anna how much she can take, and she takes it out of the bank, and that's it. So it was like a little bonus treat. It was like on the agenda that I was not going to eat today. I was going to eat tomorrow. Well, like today. I wasn't going to eat yesterday. I was going to eat today, and then my new paycheck was going to come the day after. Fucking living tight, dude. But I'm a lot fucking happier than I used to be, so fuck it. I'm gonna keep on living tight. Yeah, that's all. It's just like I'm not really worried about anything. Like there was a couple times I started reaching out. Actually, like one of my first YouTube shorts was like, I don't know what to do, but I haven't eaten in 3 days, and I have $0 fucking to my name. I need help, and someone sent me like $30, and I was like, oh, thank God. Like that's literally how I got through. Which is random people from all over the world were like, you know, here's $20, get yourself something to eat every now and again. And then like I ended up talking about like different homeless stuff, like tips for like if you're homeless, or perspectives if you're homeless, or whatever shit like most people don't even want to hear about. But then it was like my job started, and I was like, all right guys, I get my first paycheck in 2 weeks, please, like just help me get through 2 more weeks. Like that's all I was really worried about, just 2 more weeks. And like someone from England and someone from Norway sent $50, and I was like, I can make that last 2 weeks. And then it was like my next video, I was like, I started fucking work, and everybody was like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, dude. So like it was literally complete strangers got me through it. Like, so it was cool. It was definitely helpful. It was like basically virtual panhandling, is what I was doing. But it's nice that I don't need to do that. What a gut shot to the pride, dude. I didn't like any of that. I didn't like it, but like there was like, I was, you know, back down to 145 pounds. Like I was not doing well. Like I was, and I like same thing with like, you know, because I'm a junkie at heart, so I don't do drugs anymore, but I like caffeine and nicotine. But my friend owns the vape shop up the street, so every now and again he toss me like a can of pouches or a vape or a pack of fucking weird off-brand cigarettes that they couldn't sell. But outside of that, it wasn't any smoking, none of that shit. I don't even smoke that much anymore, which is cool. It had a benefit. It had a huge positive benefit, because like I'll get a pack of cigarettes twice a week maybe, and I was smoking 2 packs a day before, so like I don't even really smoke that much either. So positives came out of it. I would say positives came out of it. And like then like the kind of hard realization that I've never had time to myself. Like from the age of pretty much my whole life. I've never even spent like a significant amount of time alone. So like living in the garage has helped me have some much needed, I think, alone time. Of just like, I get to just lay here and exist for a little while. Like I don't have to worry about anybody else's problems. I don't have to get up and do anything. I can actually just chill. Because I like did the military, and then shortly after that it was family man. I was, you know, trying to support other people and all this shit. I think I just skipped some steps. You know, a big one is making sure you're well enough to take care of you before you try to take care of somebody and their kids. I missed that crucial step. But I'm very fortunate that I was able to pop back and not completely destroy everything. Like I still maintain the important relationships in my life, and You know, none of my friends told me go fuck myself for keeps. So yeah, it was one of those things, like, I didn't realize what I was doing and how I was behaving. No, I had fucking no awareness of it at all, actually. Kind of nuts. And then, like, looking back at it, like, there was a good chunk where, like, I was fucking delusionally psychotic is the best way to put it, where, like, I was in a full manic detached state for like 6 to 12 months. Like, it was a minute. I was fucking hyper paranoid and shit. Like, I'm still kind of under the fog a little bit. It's fucking weird, dude. Because like, it's one of those things that all felt so real that even now I logically know it was not real. At the time, I experienced it as if it was real. So I'm still having a little bit of struggle with that, especially when it comes to the paranoia. Yeah, and it was just step back and reflect, and like, she's taking the time to do the same, and really just like figure out, like, because my whole thing, I was like, the person I wouldn't want to be with. And she's like, well, no, I want to be with you. So like, that's not what I'm saying, but I caused some pretty fucking significant damage. So she's working on healing herself, and I'm working on fixing myself, and like, it's going well. But just like everything, it ebbs and flows. You know, it ain't gonna look pretty and perfect all the time, so. But like, honestly, I don't want it to, because that'd be boring as shit. But you can even like tell by like the conversations we have, and like, we're missing out on quantity, but we're getting a lot more quality than we used to, and I think that's very important. Because, like, when I lived there, yeah, okay, I lived there, but I'd stream for fucking 12 hours, and then I'd go lay down for 12 hours. And I'd get up, go stream for 12 hours, go lay down for 12 hours. And, like, it was everything. Like, hey, do you want to watch a movie? Fucking no, you know I'm tired. Like, it was just, like, everything was, like, radicalized and selfish. Like, it was really bizarre. So like, it just a lot improved very quickly. There was just, you know, some yucky bits. But it was the right choice. So that's good. Me not living there for a good period of time was in fact the right choice. I struggled with that a little bit because it was like I was gone for like less than 24 hours. I said I'm leaving, and like I left at like, it's like 4 or 5 in the afternoon, and I was back like 8 o'clock the next morning. And like, there's a little bit of like, you know, kind of not getting my way type of shit going on. Like, it was less than a day. Why can't I just fucking move back in? She's like, I don't fucking want you living here. You suck. And I was like, oh shit. And like, if you ever, like, I think you've heard her a little bit, like, you know stuff about her. She's not that type of person. So it was like, you know, how bad of a dick you have to be when one of the nicest people on the planet is just like, I don't want you under the same roof as me for a while. It's like, oh. And it was all with words. It was all words. So that's about it in a nutshell. Now I'm just like, I'm okay here. I have accepted that I'm here, which is kind of ironic, because I think I've grown almost too comfortable with being here, if that makes any sense. But I'm here, and I make the best of it, and I value my alone time. And I do need to start trying to practice getting alone time when I'm over there, if I need it. Because then you get this feeling like you have to be doing something, you're supposed to be doing something, and that's not the case. That's all in my head. So, but like right now, it doesn't seem like I'm able to do that. So it's like I just end up going back to the garage type of thing. Like, I'm just gonna go essentially hide. So I got to start trying to practice that. I look the same as your older brother. I don't know what your older brother looks like, though. Like, my job's good. Anna's not in danger of losing the house anymore, so that's really good. A whole bunch of good things. The list of good things versus bad things, or less than ideal circumstance, is the good stuff is way the fuck higher up on there. We look alike? Well, your brother must be one good-looking dude. That's all I can say about that. What do you mean he's mostly the same? Is he your stepbrother? Does your life come with the stepbro character arc? Or is that mostly because the area of the world where you live has a lot of inbreeding? Interesting. You don't look like brothers? Fair enough. Fair enough. You can see where my confusion was. Fucking like another half hour or so. Some amount of time. I'm gonna go lay down. I'm not like particularly tired though, so I might not lay down. I don't feel tired. It's like such a bizarre feeling when like all I do is want to lay down, but I don't feel tired. What do you got planned for the day, Minnie? Mini Ghoster. Does Omni still go live? I don't think I've seen a notification from him in quite a while. I know he started working and all that stuff too, though. He still does DD2? Or you're playing DD2? Good old DD2. Oh, that's done. In the trash it goes. It's like done. He's been hard into Final Fantasy. I only really like the Final Fantasy games on like Nintendo, which I think is like the first 4. Not much, fair enough. Well, I know he's like started working and stuff. Yeah, there's probably a good indication, Manili, that there might be a little bit of something going on with your blood pressure, buddy. You should probably. I'm not a doctor, but I would suggest you go to the doctor. You know what I mean? Probably be the next right move. That's how it goes. That's like where you hear like people in recovery say first things first. Like you did the first hard shitty part, and that's stopping drinking. You know what I mean? I think like you might feel like a little clearer about some stuff. Like you might get a little bit of mental clarity or emotional clarity, but like you are doing it like so, like especially alcohol, the numbing component of it. If you have some type of health issue, you might not feel it until you're not drunk. So it's like yes and no. I mean, I think you'll feel a lot better, and that'll be a lot more like apparent. Like a couple months from now, you'd be like, oh no, I feel fucking fantastic. This is good. But like early on, most people just feel like shit for a few weeks. Few weeks, couple months. It'll shake off. If you have post-acute withdrawal symptoms, like you're probably going to want a doctor giving you some comfort measures. Anti-nauseas are a big one. You can get it's hydroxyzine. It's an anti-nausea, it's an anti-nausea and an anxiety medication, so it can help with hit it twofold. You know what I mean? If you tried to exsanguinate a little, I don't know what exsanguinate means either. I've heard the word, but I can't think of the definition. Exsanguinate. Is it to eat? Exsanguinate. Your blood pressure medication was just for anxiety. So like yeah, you could have very well given yourself a blood pressure issue. Like that do be possible. He's not gonna tell me. I'm gonna have to Google what exsanguinate means. Drain of blood. It's to drain your blood. So bloodletting is what he's talking about. Oh, now he responds. You waited for me to fucking Google it? Man, dude. What a dick. Waiting for me to Google shit. He's forever trolling. He like sat there with that shit ready to hit enter and waited for me to be like, okay, I'll Google it. That's what he'd do. That's why you can't trust ginger people. So you just been casually taking blood pressure medication for 6 years and nobody said anything about it? Damn. Yeah, blood pressure meds can fucking do some damage, dude. Oh, beta blockers. Yeah, I was on Coumadin for 3 years for hypertension. And like that shit was fucking nasty to be on. That's what I have for my migraine medication. Is a beta blocker. I forget what it's called. You're on 2 beta blockers? Fancy. Yeah, that should probably be a big goal for the day is to get to the doctors. For sure. I'm with you. Do you have anybody that like give you a ride or anything? Or like I don't know what country you live in, but if they have like a service that like if you're unable to, they will bring you to the doctors. We have stuff like that. If like you're on state insurance type of thing here, they'll give you a ride to the doctors if you can't otherwise get there. Very carefully, like a wheelchair. Most doctors, I feel like a doctor's office might have a wheelchair around. Maybe. They might have a wheelchair around. Hey, that's like a legitimate idea. Like, you just call 911. That might work. Might work. Oh, you got like an important meeting you have to get to? They gotta cross the ocean to get here? Where the fuck do you live? I feel like you told me before, but I'm not envisioning you on like an island. I'm a bad friend. Not a place that uses 911. Oh, well. It is what it is. You could walk, swim, and then bike. You could triathlon on your way there. Oh, but you can't walk. Can you swim? Oh, it's 999. Fair enough. You're being how you would say cheeky about it. You know, he's from Nunya business. Ouch, that hurt my feelings. That hurt my insides. I can't believe you would just fucking go right for the throat like that, Vinny. Wild. And you know what else is wild? I have 4 people on the Discord call with me right now. And I think all of them are sleeping. That's what's wild. I was just going to Google something and I forgot. Oh, I remembered. I legit just have a bunch of people chilling in the Discord. And I believe they are all sleeping. I know for sure one of them is literally sleeping. Like, fell asleep listening. That was the intent. Who just said something? Oh, so you're still here.
Yeah.
Are you sleeping?
I'm not sleeping. I'm just chilling.
Oh.
I think Anna is sleeping though.
This is awkward then. Yeah, she definitely fell asleep. Just scream the G word and see if anyone responds. What's the G word? Ginger? Gorilla? Gringo? Is gringo a bad word?
I wouldn't say it's a bad word.
I don't think it's a bad word. Cabron is a bad word. That's a bad word. Ginger? Nah, I don't need to yell. I don't need to wake nobody up. And I'm honestly surprised I didn't see if Anna was watching this stream. My Anna. Sometimes when she goes to sleep and she knows I'm streaming, she'll watch the stream. So like she can fall asleep listening. So like some people weirdly enough find my voice to be soothing. Strange to me.
It's strange.
I hear my voice in the recording and I fucking nitpick the shit out of myself, dude.
Yeah, you can help your voice, but I don't mind your voice, honestly.
Aw, that's sweet. You're such a sweetie pie.
I know.
See, who said autistic people were super mean? Mini Ghoster did, that's who.
Dude, if people have a problem with autistic people, they should meet me. I'm just gonna make it worse.
That's accurate. Damn, ever since I brought up the fact that I have not smoked a cigarette all day, I just really want a fucking cigarette, dude.
Understandable, dude.
You want to become deaf when you speak? When I speak? Well, fuck you right in the mouth. How about that? Well, mouth fuck. I'll teach you. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go see if I can track down a cigarette. I'm tapping out.
Wait.
All right, I'm back. You there still? Do I? No? Oh, yeah, I'm still talking. Okay. Well. I didn't realize how bad I had to go to the fucking bathroom. Like, that shit was wild.
What did he say?
But I can't believe how bad I had to go to the bathroom. It's like I didn't even notice, dude. I was like sitting here this whole time. I just pissed like a fucking racehorse.
It do be like that sometimes.
Well, yeah, because I've drank 3 of these fucking big ass bottles of water.
That'll do it.
And like I didn't realize I fucking had to go to the bathroom. I was like completely ignoring the fact that I need to pee. I don't know what the fuck happened, but yeah.
Yeah, that happens to the best of us.
I guess. Oh, the cigarette's good.
Smoking is nice sometimes.
Especially because I haven't smoked. Like, it was literally like, I didn't have any cigarettes and I was going to go to the store. And I was just like, well, you know, I wasn't feeling well, so I was like, oh, well, I'll go to the store later probably then. And then I was like, well, I think nicotine's causing me issues. So I was like, I'll just fucking, you know, not ingest any nicotine. Boom. And then, like, now I've just been sitting here so long without one, I was just like, nah. All right, Emaneely. That sounds like a good deal. I'm worried about you. It's what's his name? I don't remember his Twitch name. Millsy, Mini, Omni, Wabogo. Like even Harambe and OJ Sky, even though we didn't get along at all. Like the DD2 crowd, I still think about y'all. Whole bunch of you, there's fucking hundreds of you fuckers. Guys almost made me partner. I think about you all the time. Fucking hanging out with people fucking 10 hours a day for fucking almost 2 years. What do you got planned for today, Mr. Sweden?
Me?
Yeah.
Not really. I'll probably take a long walk later.
It's pretty solid.
Yeah.
It's good. I'm trying to think if I want to go, like... Well, it depends when I get up, really. See if Anna wants to get something to eat or something. See if Anna wants to do something tomorrow morning or get something to eat or something.
Yeah.
That'll be about it. I don't have any big plans. I'll be with the dogs and shit. I was thinking I might if you know my phone's the internet's way the fuck better there. But if I end up thinking of it, or I'll see how Anna feels. She used to be okay with me streaming. Like from I had a laptop, and when I was over there, I'd stream and stuff. So maybe I'll stream a little bit, like hanging out with the dogs and shit. The dogs are fucking cool. I got a lot of fucking dog. There's a lot of dog, dude.
Sounds amazing, honestly.
Oh, I love them. They're fucking annoying, but they're good dogs. They're all really fucking good dogs. I don't think there's a
Nice.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything close to a bad one, but there's 5 of them. The smallest one weighs 65 pounds. So there's just
Quite a lot there.
yeah, there's a bunch of dogs, dude. They're cool though. It was a litter. Well, we got the parents during COVID, and we were told the male was fixed, and he was not. So then they had a litter of 13. And so we rehomed both the parents.
Yeah.
You know, for reasons, but we rehomed them, and then we were trying to find, like, one of my old subscribers, like one of my old Twitch viewers, actually came up from down south. He was in California. He actually drove up here with his like family and grabbed one of them. But we couldn't find homes for these 5, and we've had them for, there'll be 3 in September. So it's like we've had them for fucking so long. They're part of the family.
Yeah. I can understand that. I mean, pets really lovely, honestly.
Yeah, they're just super fucking good dogs.
that's nice to hear, dude.
They're very fucking affectionate. One of them, Honey. So like, this pretty much. I have a dog. Anna has a dog, and Ryder has a dog. The three people that live at the house, we kind of claimed one of the puppies. Like, this is my puppy. Mine's special needs. That's not why I claimed her though. So she was puppy number 13, and she came out not breathing. So like, I had to deliver all those puppies. The mom had like no maternal instinct at all. So like, I had to take the like placenta and stuff off of all of them. And like, she wasn't breathing, so like, I had to do like CPR on her, and got her back. So she's just a little different. Like, she's just, you know, her brain doesn't work like theirs does, I guess is the best way to put it. So like, she was just my dog. It was, you know, I hadn't been able to save someone in a really long time. So like, even her name's Lola. It's the root is sorrow. So she's just my dog. And then Anna has Bay, and then Ryder just wanted the biggest dog. The one he originally wanted was just her personality. She was a handful. She very much needed people that were going to take her on hikes and take her to the rivers and go walk her every day, and like, none of us were able to do that. So he, very, very high maintenance, super energetic, super playful. Like, so like, he got Zen, and Zen just he's like, he'd be a really good like livestock guardian dog. He just sits and watches, and if he's got to go handle some shit, he'll handle it. So he like polices the other ones. So like, Cole and Honey, she's the smallest. She's just a very small, almost all brown female, like light brown. And then he's the biggest one, and he's an all black long hair. And he's caused issues because like, he'll bark, like but it's only like, because he'll do it in the middle of the night. He'll just start fucking barking like crazy. It's when one of them's shitting on the floor. He'll tell on him. So he'll just sit there and bark until you get up and kick him outside, pretty much. And then the other one, she's fucking super sweet. Like, I come in and she just very gently jumps up and puts her paws on my chest and wants to give me a couple kisses and get pats. Like, she's just a very, very sweet dog. And like, one of my friends, she actually hit me up. It was probably like, say 2 or 3 months ago. She had to put her dog down. It was just, 16-year-old Chihuahua. So like, and then like, I was just like, jokingly, I was like, well, I got, if you want a dog, I can give you one. Like, and it was like a week later, she's like, I might actually, like, can I meet her? Like, because she was more interested in the female's temperament. And she's like, can I meet her? And I was like, oh, yeah. And then, like, I brought it up to Anna, and we both ended up crying about it. I was like, okay, can we just, and like, same thing, Cole, I had a family lined up for him. 6-7 months ago. It was, like, very clear Anna did not like the people, and I don't, like, it was just like a, and I was like, I jumped right on. I was like, yeah, fuck them. They don't get to have the dog. And then like, after she teared up, like, I cried about it in private, but she immediately teared up when I brought up my friend taking Honey. I was like, all right, can we just accept the fact that we're keeping all 5 now? Like, can I stop trying to get people to take one? Can we just stick with it? We're keeping all 5 of them.
Yeah, I understand.
It just, yeah, it's been over 2 years, and dogs are extremely fucking loyal and loving animals. Like, if you don't do anything to harm them, they're fucking extremely loving. So it's like, at this point, it'd be like giving up a child. Like, you can't.
Yeah.
I'd miss them immediately. If we gave up Honey or Cole, they all come up, and like, Cole just started playing with me and shit. Because like, when I talk about like my actual temperament changing, it has changed a lot. It's not just like a little like I was a very, very toxic person for a good chunk of time. So like, it's changed a lot. So like, he wouldn't come near me. Like, there was a period of my life, like, I wasn't physically violent towards anybody, but like, I would fucking just, whatever mood I was in, you could feel it from one house to the end of the house to the other. And like, I wouldn't yell or anything, but I would just, say some nasty shit under my breath and stuff like that. And like, there was a point living there that if I got up to go in the kitchen to get a cup of coffee, all 5 dogs would go to the other side of the room. They would like give me a wide berth. And like, he just started probably like 3 or 4 months ago, like jumping up on me and trying to give me licks and stuff. Like, so it's just like over a year of a very changed, very different person. And he's just now starting to come around and be like, oh no, you're fine. Like, because they're very empathetic. So like if you're super toxic and negative, they fucking feed on that shit.
Oh yeah.
So like it's a good thing. Like that's a good gauge of progress when now all 5 dogs fucking dive bomb me as soon as I walk through the door and I can't even get in the house. They want to be the even my dog, like she likes to come up and she'll give me like 2 kisses, just 2 quick licks, and then she'll turn so I can give her a hug and like pull her body into mine, and then like that's it. But she has like huge sensory issues, so like it's a lot for her.
Yeah, dude. I used to work at a farm that took care of like different animals. So my job was to help
Rehabilitate. Yeah.
yeah, a dog that was abused, and that dog didn't let anyone near her, especially not men. But as soon as I got close to the fence, she just ran up to me and sat down next to the fence and just wanted to be petted by me. That was the first time I interacted with her.
Nice.
Yeah, I just felt so honored because nobody else had been able to hit her before that.
Oh, I feel you. But
Yeah, it was.
oh, what's this? Who has whispered? Oh, he's just telling me this stream crashed. Fair enough. Yeah, that's good shit. But I am actually gonna wrap up and unplug. Maybe try to sleep. Hopefully, maybe try to sleep.
Yeah. Sleep is important.
It's
It's important, dude.
very important. And I've been live about my. I mean, it was an hour first, I think, and we're at the 3-hour mark. So I'm gonna dip.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
But thanks for hanging out and thanks for the laughs earlier. I'm glad you got a little bit of a nap.
Yeah, dude. I needed that.
Everybody in either chat, I don't know. I don't even think anybody's in YouTube. I don't even. Yeah, I just straight up don't. I don't think anybody actually came through YouTube. Warrior did with his YouTube account, but I don't think anybody. I think this is the first stream. Nobody new said anything in YouTube.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's actually like legitimately surprising. Almost every time I've gone live, there's been someone, someone there. Huh.
I think it's unnecessary to write in chat when I'm in the VC.
Yeah, no, like a lot of people don't. I like a lot of people end up just they can be in your stream and have like I know people that are sitting out there with like hundreds of thousands of channel points that have never said a word to me. So like.
Oh, yeah.
It's speaking's not a really good gauge, but everybody in Twitch, if anybody is on YouTube, thanks for hanging out, and I hope to see you around. Hit me up in the Discord. I think this is my Discord link. Nope, that is YouTube. I can do it this way though, because I fixed it. Hit us up in the Discord and.